Sometimes it's easy to forget that Cardano, the blockchain, doesn't give a single damn about your concerns. It doesn't care if you're frustrated that you couldn't complete your swap or that you couldn't purchase your PFP NFT. It has no respect for your desire to provide liquidity. It just runs like a wolverine after its next meal. It doesn't care if there are grizzlies, wolves, or humans in the way. It does exactly what its parameters dictate. You may not like where those parameters are right now, but this is temporary. And when those parameters are improved, you're going to love that Cardano never compromised and it still just runs like a wolverine with no stop button. Ready? Let's go. We are going to discuss the latest January on-chain stats for Cardano, the scheduled block size and Plutus memory unit increases that are in the works right now, the SundaeSwap launch recap, and how to get MuesliSwap prices in your Google Sheets. This is not hard. It doesn't require any coding skills whatsoever. If you can copy and paste, you can do this. Here are the Cardano Foundation's on-chain stats for January, the month that has just ended. Guys, we have 3 million native tokens, 3 million wallets, 29 million transactions, 75 million total value locked, over 3,100 stake pools, and 70%, still over 70% of the ADA is delegated. Cardano is running just fine. I know you're all scoffing like, I couldn't complete my swap. What are you talking about? It's not running just fine. I know it's congested, but the Cardano blockchain hasn't stopped a single damn time the whole month. It continued running just fine. It's too congested for you to do your DeFi stuff like you want to, and probably even complete your purchases in NFT drops like you want to. But that's the blockchain doing exactly what it's supposed to do given the parameters set before it right now. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to. It's just the parameters are set to a certain amount of throughput because we need to stay under our 5-second block propagation time. They're slowly increasing those parameters. And we know in June, we're going to have this like hyper speed leap forward when we get SIPs 31 through 33, maybe most notably SIP 33 reference scripts. We've talked about this a million times, but I had a question in the comments just yesterday about it. So I'll just cover it very, very briefly. Right now, when you use a Plutus script on the Cardano blockchain, you must include that script in the block. It takes up a huge amount of space, too much space. But SIP 33 is called reference scripts. You will be able to reference a script that is somewhere else and just include that reference instead of the whole script. Obviously, a reference to the location of the script that's been previously used on the blockchain is going to take up a tiny amount of space compared to the whole script. This is going to be a giant leap forward. And in between now and June, they're going to be increasing the block size and the Plutus memory units slowly and conservatively, because the one thing the Cardano blockchain does not do is stop. It's like that wolverine running after its next meal. Speaking of those gradual and consistent improvements in throughput until we get to the June giant leap forward with SIPs 31 through 33, today we had IOHK tell us that they're increasing both block size and Plutus memory units in the next epic boundary. That is, I believe, February 4th. So the block size will increase from 72 to 80 KB. That's an 8 KB increase, which by my math is 11%. Pretty significant. They tell us right here, 11%. They also tell us they're increasing Plutus script memory units from 12.5 to 14. That's a 1.5 increase, which is a 12.5% increase. These seem pretty small, these little 10% increases here, 10% there, but it's pretty significant when you see our blockchain running at 85%. I think earlier today I saw it running at 85%. Of course, it's run much higher than that, even recently, but when it's running at 85% and we can add 11% on top of that, we're doing pretty good. And they're going to do this consistently and conservatively to make sure we don't eat up too much of that 5-second block propagation time budget. But in between now and June, we're going to see these increases happening. Things are going to get better. Sure, more dApps are definitely going to come online. We're going to have a whole bunch more dApps in June than we have now, but we're also going to see these little increases. They're going to make things a little bit better. And then in June, we'll get reference scripts. And we recently learned that we'll get the first sort of release of Hydra. So we'll have more dApps, but we'll have these little parameter increases, and then we'll have a big leap forward in June, and then we'll see the era of Hydra. Everything's going to be just fine. Don't drive yourself crazy worrying about the throughput of your favorite magic internet money. But if you go in the SundaeSwap Discord right now, you're going to find a lot of people doing exactly that, driving themselves crazy, and everyone else, I think. So it's no surprise that SundaeSwap released this launch recap, and it's got some good information, and actually it's pretty objective. I always thought that these SundaeSwap releases are well written. One of the best pieces on Cardano DeFi that I've seen was the SundaeSwap rundown on the different DEX solutions for concurrency. And they kind of went through the solutions of all of their competitors and explained why they were going down the route they were. Very well written piece. I think this one is also a piece that kind of conveys all of the good sentiments. I mean, it acknowledges the congestion, which is the only thing people seem to be focusing on right now, but it also talks about all the good things that we learned from this launch. They're too long didn't read. Says the launch of SundaeSwap was a huge success, which we were proud of. The network and protocol held up with 100% uptime and 0 network failure points. We expected congestion, and there was congestion. We have many awesome updates and improvements in the works to make the entire experience run smoother. They thank their community, and they hit us with some milestones. 71.69 million total value locked. That is nothing to scoff at, guys. More than 300 active trading pools. Again, not bad. 100% uptime, no security issues. Again, we don't know what the future holds, but the fact that nothing broke, you could say the experience was broken because of the congestion. Certainly, I won't debate you on that topic, but nothing in the protocol really broke, and nothing on the Cardano blockchain really broke. They talk a lot about the congestion and how they're working with IOHK, to do whatever they can to solve that. We've already discussed what IOHK is doing. I thought this was a great short piece summing up the launch. Of course, what people really wanted was an announcement that SundaeSwap forgot they had a turn off the congestion switch, but I'm afraid that is not in the cards for some months, my friends. Finally, here's a great thread from Carta Nostra about how to import data from MuesliSwap to Google Sheets. So this is how we get a real-time price feed from MuesliSwap into your Google Sheets. I know a lot of you are probably like me. You probably have a little dashboard you've created for yourself in Google Sheets, and this is how we import it. Don't worry, this isn't any kind of a product. This is just a few little copy and paste things that will get you that real-time price feed. And this doesn't require any coding. This is super easy. I know a bunch of you are going to go out of your way to tell me how you've been doing this already since like 1947. I'm aware that you are a computer science genius and this is a waste of your time. But there are a lot of people who do not currently have price feeds in their personal Google Sheets, and they would probably like it. So we're just going to cover this real quickly. So apologies to you. I've been doing this since 1947, people. Okay, so this is pretty easy. And his instructions are they seem too simple, but they actually work just fine. So all you need to do is in whatever sheet you want to include this price feed, just go to extensions and hit apps script. When you hit apps script, this page is going to pop up. And from here, you can post this code. I'm going to show you where to find this code. So all you have to do is Control-C, Control-V it, just copy and paste it. You're just going to plug this right into this window right here. So beware, there's going to be a few little things already in here. It's going to say like my function and a couple of other little things. You can just erase those right out of there. So you have a blank window here and then just post in exactly this. As soon as that's done, all you need to do is hit this little save project button. There are a bunch of other buttons in here. You don't really need to worry about those too much. Just hit this little save project button and it'll be bold because there will actually be something to save. I've previously done this today, so mine is this light gray color. So here is that code in Cardanostra's thread from today. Here you can see. And you can just copy and paste it directly as it is here, highlight it, Control-C, save project like I showed you, and then you just add the following code to one of the cells in your actual sheet. So this code exactly. If you want the min swap price, if you want something other than the min swap price, we've got to throw in some slightly different stuff, and I'll show you where to find that right now. Okay, to get what you need, you're going to go to the MuesliSwap website, and you'll see this button over here on the left that says Docs. You're going to click on Docs, come in here, and there will be this little button for API. We're going to hit that. We are using this one right here. So you're just going to click on this URL right here for the ticker. That'll bring you to this crazy page with all of this text. If you're looking at this, you're like, whoa, this is more than I bargained for already. I don't want any part of this. Don't worry, this is really easy. For whatever coin you want to get this real-time price feed, just hit Control F and search. So let's say we're looking for milk. Oh, there it is right there. Milk is right there. So if we want the real-time price feed for milk, all we're going to do is copy this piece right here from just inside the quote here, from the beginning of this crazy long number letter chain all the way to the other quote. We're just going to copy that right there. So just Control-C that baby. Once you've got that piece copied, when you go to copy this into whatever cell you want this real-time price feed to show up in, you just copy that piece in this parenthetical right here. Don't forget the quotes. Don't forget the parenthetical, and you can pretty much have a real-time price feed for any asset in MuesliSwap. That's pretty useful to me. I hope it's useful for some of you. I hope you're having a great week, and I will talk to you tomorrow.